Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Tifosi Time. This is episode 108, better known as the Suck It Inter episode. Coming to you live 9 p.m. on Twitch and YouTube, usually 24 to 48 hours later. This is Frank. I'm here with Chris, Dan, and Pietro. Say hello, fellas.
Hey, suck it Inter.
You like that? I think that's a good episode name.
You're going over the big story of the week, which was that Alexandro just made it to the Brazil World Cup team.
That is the big story. I don't know what that says about Brazil. I'll probably put some money on them to get knocked out.
They no longer have Roberto Carlos.
I think Alessandro's playing good.
Yeah, this is his best season he's had in 12 years.
And you know, we play with almost with the Brazil defense.
Yes.
I feel bad for Brazil.
Danilo, Sandro, and Bremer.
Yeah.
If you don't know, three, maybe two of them, and they play started.
I'm just happy he made it to the World Cup team.
Yeah, it's good. Maybe we could sell him. All right, so we have some stuff to talk about. Where do you guys want to start this week?
Well, we have the three big games, and then we have the draw for the next round of the Champions League and Europa League and all that kind of stuff. So we can talk about all that crap because then we have two rounds in 1 week coming up this week. So
yeah, there's games tomorrow. So
yeah, a lot of games coming up in the next few days
as they come up to the 13th, the final day on the 13th before the World Cup, which is 13 days from now. So let's dealer's choice. Where do you guys want to start?
I was gonna start with the Inter
Juventus.
You gotta start now. That's what we're gonna talk most about, I'm sure. So we got I guess I'll start. A 2-0 win for Juventus, if anyone didn't see. This game, I mean, for me, the first half was mostly Inter. Juventus didn't do anything in the first half. I think the difference of the game was Juventus finished their couple of chances. Inter couldn't finish their chances, especially in the first half. Not even getting shots on target. The first half sucked. I don't know what you're going to say.
No, that's what everybody say. The first 60 minutes was Inter. I didn't see that much difference.
The first 45 minutes were 100%.
Well, let's talk about the chance they have in this 60 minutes. What we have a goalie, 2 shot on goal, and then our goalies they have to say.
He made the save, yeah. I appreciate it.
Right?
But they also missed a lot of shots.
Then we have the mistake. Dumfries.
Yeah.
It was a mistake. Original was a mistake of Barella because he should have goal.
Okay, but
He didn't pass the ball.
Dumfries has to hit the net there. He's in the 6-yard box and he blasted over the net.
Yeah, he just got there with the long pass. But Barella didn't pass to him.
Okay, but it's still a chance.
They missed a bunch of chances.
Lautaro, shoot out.
Lautaro, he blast one wide on a one-timer. In the second half, he shoots one, and Szczesny makes a save. That's what I'm saying. They didn't convert their chances, and Juventus converted theirs. At the same time, I think Juventus played defensively amazing in the second half. I mean, Bremer and Danilo I thought were great. Sandro, even I'll say, played well. They didn't give a lot of opportunities to.
You remember what I said a long time ago? To have Bremer to play good is to go and to make him to play center without Bonucci.
That was his best game.
So he will be back like he used to play with Torino.
Bremer played a good game. Even in games where people were giving him a hard time, you could still see the quality was there. But this was an overall good 90 minutes.
Because Bonucci, it's a liability in there. It's too slow for the defense.
Well, I think the coach is finally
they don't
realizing
mark.
that.
And plus, we have one thing. The Brazilian, maybe they speak the same language. That's why they play good.
Danilo played one of his better games too.
I thought Danilo played really well.
And then at the end, we scored 3 times, not 2.
Well, so then there was a goal taken away on a corner kick. Danilo shot the ball. His arm was getting held by the defender. So he shot the ball into his arm. He couldn't control his arm because he was getting held. And
the goal was annulled because it was against Juventus. That's why.
It
Because
was
you
it
had
was
a
kind
game
of- I
because
kind of
it
agree with-
hit his hand.
I kind of agree with that. Like there was
No.
what was it Milan Salernitana where there was like a clear where VAR decided not even to look into it, I believe, like just a couple of weeks ago. And it was something more, but I don't even remember what it was. It was like the whole thing is like, yeah, first of all, he volleyed the ball and the ball played his hand like 2 feet away. But if that wasn't bad enough, like his arm was being held by the defender, so he couldn't move his arm anyway. So it was like,
Yeah, but you're responsible for your body parts. Like
No, what is fast?
that's like saying I can grab your hand and go like this and move like this into the ball.
Yeah, I mean you could do that.
I don't think that's the spirit of.
The ball cannot go directly off a player's
That's
hand
their
into the
rule,
net.
just because Juventus was it.
I don't like the
Not
call,
against
but I
Juventus.
don't mind they made the call. It was the right call.
I just
They-
see edit.
They interpreted the rule correctly. You don't
Yeah.
like it, but it's still
Okay, but will you guys admit whether they interpreted the rule right or not? Do you admit in other games there's chances for VAR to come in, and if it's not Juventus, they just don't?
No, well, that's a whole different story. The fact that they don't go to VAR, and sometimes they do it, other times that's different.
That's what I'm saying.
Danilo with the arm in there, the right was holding his arm. What he could do with the arm?
No,
Maybe there was a beginning of penalty if you hold the arm. If you hold, I mean.
he couldn't do anything. But if you go off the rule, a ball cannot go
So I
directly
know
in the
that
net
ref
off someone's hand.
take in consideration nothing. Like the ref call go. It's
Because
the
he didn't see it. That's why. If the
Well,
ref
I see.
if the ref would have saw that directly, he would have said handball, no goal.
Well, it's the critic they do to the VAR does whatever they want. Some they call, some they don't call.
That's my
whatever
point too. It's like if it's VAR, it should be like very consistent. I think I remember the penalty now, or the call that they didn't. I think it was a goal that they should have taken back for Milan, where the guy, like the goalie, I think came out or something, and the defender misplayed it, got pushed, and I think Milan went and scored. And the week before, they took or 2 weeks before, they took a goal away from Juventus because Vlahovic jumped supposedly in midfield, supposedly pushed the guy. And then 20 seconds later, Juventus scored off of that. And they went back like 30 yards upfield and took the goal. So, like, that's not consistency to me. And I don't know if that goal would have been called back if it wasn't against Juventus. I just don't.
I think that stuff all evens out at the most for the most part at the end of the season. People get screwed. Each team gets screwed on calls.
And then again, the VAR in this situation, he doesn't have to come in because
Yes, they
he didn't
do.
do on purpose or did something.
Don't they look at every goal?
They look at every goal. They check it. They
look what they want to.
Listen, I think this was a game that Juventus hasn't won a direct match in a long time, right? I also think having Fagioli, Moretti in the field, those little differences of having a couple people that can play the ball, again, not to give Allegri credit, just because of injury, he had to play different people. I think makes little differences in these games. It gives you a better chance. But I also think Juventus, like, let's look at the goals they scored, right? Like, Rabiot took a finish that, like, if he gets that 10 times, I think he only scores once.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I think it was a lucky finish. It was a cross from Kostic, who, Rabiot just sticks his leg out, and it's a
you
good
see on
placement.
that game, we have a lot of things to improve it too. Like
Yeah, a lot.
Meret to get more fast and not to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Why was Rabiot's finish lucky? He tended to do that. I understand. It's
But the way he did it,
It was a very hard finish that I
No,
don't think he gets right
he
every
was-
time.
professional football player.
Come
to
on.
the place where the goalie could not save.
Yeah, I agree with Frank. If you give him 10 opportunities, he's hitting 4 of those.
That was a hard
Yeah.
that Chris. That was a hard at
Yeah.
the pace that it was coming in. The deflect, like in his bad foot, to put it in the corner.
But it's not like he didn't mean to do that. That's exactly what he wanted to
he
do.
did. But I just don't think technique
yeah,
wise, if he does that 10 times, I
I'm
don't think he gets it 10
100% with
times.
Frank
No,
on
but
that one.
To me, that's not luck. He's doing.
To
what
me, he
meant
was
to
trying to
do.
go near post on that, and it went far.
No, I don't know if he was. I think he was trying to open up to go. But I'm just saying. And then the second goal, which is escaping me right
Which
now.
is another cross from Kostic, who had a really good game.
Oh yeah, to Fagioli, right?
Which
With
the ball got deflected.
Got deflected by the defender and knocked it away. So I don't know if the goalie would have saved it without the deflection or not. Might have still scored.
Their best actual shot of the game was Kostic's shot where Onana saved and it deflected in the post.
Yeah,
that was the best shot of the game.
That went off the post.
Yeah, because Kostic had by far his best game.
In the same token, Inter didn't do much. Like they didn't dominate.
Well,
the first half, I actually had to listen to in the car. Which, by the way, I think I texted you guys. Like when we grew up, we had one game a week on RAI channel 13 in New York, like with bad fuzzy service, right? That we were whatever game they showed us. Now we can see any game we want. I was watching it or listening to it in Italian in my car on the speaker. So as I was driving home. So what a great time to be alive, I must say.
No, but I mean, if you did watch that first half, Inter should have put away a couple of those, and could have had
for you. How many chances did they have?
They had at least 3 or 4 chances. Quality chances.
Way.
In the first half. The second half,
Szczesny made a save, then they missed a couple chances.
The second half, Szczesny made a save on Çalhanoğlu from the far out, and then Lautaro on the one-timer near post, kick save. Those were quality chances in the second half. So that's what I'm saying. The difference was they didn't finish and Juventus did.
And that's the thing. And that's soccer, right? You don't finish your chances, you get one scored on the other end. Like and finally it went for and it went for Juventus, which is good. I'm just saying, like, we can't act like we shut them down.
Anyway,
like we played that great.
We talk, I just to say, I mean, I thought Juventus okay. They okay, even if we're not the best team. I consider Allegri, consider the injury that we had. I was thinking, the team will be fixed by itself, not because Allegri.
Yeah.
But still we have to improve a lot of things because Locatelli's play all right, but he make his mistake too. Meret is the same. And Rabiot, remember, for most he gave a pass.
Yeah,
they were scoring us.
Yeah, his back passes gave him.
They have to be careful, more careful. I like the last 5-10 minutes. They look like a really good team, like to hold the game. To let the pass the time.
Which they haven't been able to do in the past. I think it's a good confidence game. I just think. Again, I don't give them Allegri credit because I think a lot of this is because of injury, right? Like, and it wasn't Allegri seeing that these young kids should be playing. And my question is, when the other guys come back, is he going to take them right off again?
No, he's so stupid if he does.
See, for me, I don't know. I got a way better feeling out of this game than you guys. Like, for me, this was like a turning point in the season for Juventus. Like
it should be. Dan,
I see it as Chiesa came back. That that's the heart and soul of the team. The way that they played together, the way they defended, the way that you haven't seen that type of game from Juventus in years, where they were so into it. I know it's the derby or whatever, but they were so into it, so invested, and played so well defensively, and actually did a little something offensively. Like I see it as Juventus. We've all been making fun of them, but I now see them as a challenger for the top 4.
The team is fixed because maybe decide to put on the side Bonucci.
Well, maybe that
a long time.
I don't think that's the only thing that he needs.
No, it make a lot, Daniel. He make a lot. You think he doesn't make a lot? But
here's why I'm not as confident.
He don't give tranquility to people.
Here's why I'm still not as confident that
he never get the ball from. He had the ball.
I don't know. I'm not that confident that Allegri's made any conscious decision long term because he still plays Quadrado, right? Like he still favors some of these people. Like, and I don't know. Like when they come back, is he gonna?
A lot of things to be changed. You see, my original when I told you with 3 defense, I would have put a Gat on the right and Danilo on the left. But right now, I cannot even say because Alessandro's played good.
Yeah, Sandro's playing
You know.
okay.
I think you'll see when Vlahovic comes back and they get more players back and Di Maria, like Cuadrado's going to find his spot on the bench too. You're going to see Chiesa go to the right, and maybe he'll play on the wing or, play in midfield
But
on the right. So
already with Chiesa, Milik as a backup, we have Milik, we don't have him. It's a
that's
different
what I mean.
story.
Their team is a lot better when they're
Well, listen,
healthy.
they're going to go, barring some kind of crazy, like if they win the next 2 games before the break,
No.
they're going to go in doing pretty good considering how bad it was.
Like Allegri he say something right. I agree. He said already to them, let's think about the game, Verona game. Because if we lose that, if we win that,
Yeah.
we don't win that, it's like we didn't do nothing.
Yeah,
there was no
exactly.
But I don't know. I think they've made a turning point in the season, and we're gonna be complaining less. I mean, we're always gonna complain because we complain about them all the time, but we're gonna have less to complain about from here on out.
Listen, they did the again, a horrible start to the season, a big game. If they're now in 5th place, like this should be a turning point where they should be able to go and become the top 4.
How is this team in 1st place and 5th place? How?
No, because now we have a McKen and we have a Paredes on the bench too.
Okay, so that's my question. I'm going to throw this out to all you guys. I'm going to go around quickly. Chris, when McKinney and Paredes come back, do they start or does Fagioli and Moretti still stay?
They're not start.
Paredes should be on the under-21 team. I mean, I like McKennie, but I don't. He should come off the bench. He shouldn't start.
Okay, so that's what you would do. But what do you think Allegri's going to do?
I hope he gets
What
fired.
he has to change before.
I'm asking. I want to see what we think.
The whole thing I can think of, he want to put the Maria instead of Moretti.
I can see that. I think Moretti doesn't have his spot 100%.
Yeah,
I think Moretti's playing. I also think Moretti's playing a little out of position. He's trying to make him play like a number 10, like Dybala was playing.
Well, he's got to play faster if he wants to.
He's got to play faster
because he's
for
not
sure.
playing. I don't think he had a crazy good game.
No.
And then again, Moretti make mistake a lot of things.
Yeah.
He go in front of the goal, but he missed. He's not supposed to miss. He's supposed to score those things. He does a few things he has. Yeah.
It was nice to see the left side of the field actually producing something. I mean, the right side, you're right, Frank. Quadrado really didn't do anything. They didn't get really any service from the right side.
Actually, Quadrado didn't do bad.
I mean, yeah, he wasn't.
Compared to the game before.
I think you got way more out of the left side of the field than the right side of the field.
I also didn't like where he put Chiesa in. I mean, he put him in for Milik, right?
But they had no choices.
I know, but like...
No, I understand that.
Yeah, but he likes doing that in general, which is dumb.
That's what I'm saying. So Chris knows what I'm saying. He likes putting him in the middle for some reason. He did that before he got hurt last year. He was ruining him.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, I hope it's a turning point. I hope he discovers new people. He's moving on from Bonucci and all these players. But I could see him coming back from the break and just being like, okay, McKennie's back. And
you're not going to see Chiesa playing striker. He's going to play on the wing.
I hope not.
I think they might sell some players, honestly. Like, I could see McKennie going in January.
Yeah, I could see that. I agree with that. Like, if you can make some money, if that's what's going to be telling if he really believes in these guys or not. Like, if he believes in them, he might say, hey, go make yourself $20 million and go sell McKennie. Like, I'll play the young kid. But
I don't think you're going to see a lot of moves from any teams.
Today I saw the game under 19. Juventus Inter in the 1-1. We have a good center mid. A young guy. He's good. He gets the ball all the time. Yeah.
One to look out for in 10 years.
Listen, this is the first time in a while Juventus has actually had young players come up, right? Like Sole and Ealing and Moretti and Fagioli.
They've actually invested a little bit in the team.
And Ravella. It was how many years we got nobody, right? So
it was Marquisio was the last one who came up. So they really didn't, put a lot of effort into the under 23 team until now recently.
So anyway, I mean they've managed to somehow sneak their way into 5th place. 2 games to go. Verona's next. Then who's the one after that?
Lazio.
Yeah, so it's not easy. right? So if they don't take care of Verona, they have to win Verona, and they have to honestly beat Lazio too. You'll end up going into the break in second place.
Lazio's very good, right?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, who would have thought before the World Cup break that they legit have a chance to be in third or second place? Like, they're fighting for 10th.
Yeah, and Kostic is I think Kostic is starting to feel very comfortable the last 2-3 games that he's played. Like, he's starting to make better crosses, right? Like, he's starting to not get everything blocked.
He still gets a lot blocked, but
he does.
The two actually didn't get blocked. In the corner kick, he would have had a third assist if that goal would have counted. So, and he almost had a goal. So, like I said, it was by far his best game. To me, I like Bremer and Danilo. I thought Danilo had a really good game.
I thought they played well together in the middle.
They and Chesney, we give him crap, but he made quality saves when he had to, which was nice. But huge win.
Yeah, and we got to say "suck it, Inter," so that's worth double the points.
I mean, Inter, like I said, they just didn't convert their chances. They didn't play particularly well.
Yeah, that's fine. But you know what? How many games is Inter either losing or tied, and they literally tie it or win in the 97th minute?
Well, that's why the second goal was so important, because Inter all the time, 89th minute, 90th minute, a goal, they tie or they win. So that second goal was really huge to get that, because they had a lot of late comebacks. All right, you have anything else to say about that game?
No, I mean, look, it was a good way to end up Sunday, right? Anytime we can beat Inter.
Yeah.
I just don't want. I'm a little cautious, right? Because we already know they were hesitant to get rid of Allegri, and as much as I want us to get in the top, I don't know what he's doing, his taxes or something. As much as I'm like, I hope they don't get he ends up in the top 3, and they're like, yeah, let's bring him back for another year.
Well, I think it's probably cemented him not leaving anytime soon.
No, is he eating?
I have no idea what he's doing. I have no idea. I don't even
That's
think
awesome.
he is. Anyway, let's go to another game, because there was 2 other big games this weekend. It was probably the most exciting weekend on paper, so far this season.
Yeah.
What were the other games?
I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out what candy Dad is eating.
Lots Rome, another derby. Rome considered the home team, which was if you watch any of the pregame stuff, was really fun and exciting, like it always is. The crowd was going crazy. 1-0 win for Lazio, though. The goal they scored was really Rome's fault. Was it Mancini dribbling in his own box? Ibanez dribbling in his own box. Pedro puts pressure. They get the ball to Anderson, right on the penalty box, basically, and he scores, giving Patricio no shot at saving it, really. And that was the lone goal. For Rome, for me, they didn't get a lot of chances. In the beginning, the first few minutes, they got some chances. They couldn't convert. Abraham, Zaniolo. But they kind of miss a lot when Dybala's not there. Their creativity's going down. Pellegrini just not really doing well. Zaniolo scored, and he scored in the
Dybala does a lot for Rome.
That's what I mean. They're missing him a lot.
Now you try to recuperate for Sunday Dybala.
Which for me I thought is early.
Because if he doesn't play, maybe they don't even call it Argentina.
Yeah. But they need him badly, because
this is just another example of another reason. I mean, I know I've already said I hate the Winter World Cup, but I think how many players are legit changing what they're doing because of this Winter World Cup. You can go all the way back to Pogba with the injury, right? I don't want to have the knee surgery.
The surgery,
right?
He waited. Yeah.
You have Dybala coming back. Who knows? Maybe early to try to make the World Cup.
Lukaku, Vlahovic, all these
guys sitting out because they don't want to miss the World Cup. It's just stupid as hell. And the fact that we end 7 days before the World Cup starts is also crazy.
It's do you want any time to practice?
Are there any? Yeah, there's no Usually they have a week or 2 together, or 2 weeks together. Here it's what do they fly and they play the first game?
Yeah, and the one person you don't want to rush back is Dybala.
Yeah,
he can be hurt for another 4 months in 5 seconds of playing. So,
yeah.
But they do miss him terribly, because Abraham can't score for his life. Zaniolo gets chances, but he can't score. And Pellegrini really isn't doing all that well. They still got that young kid like a Chris likes Kamara, who stepped up in the midfield.
He's a good player.
He's played well.
So let me ask you: at the beginning of the season, we had a lot of conversation around. There was rumors with Juventus, right? There was Zaniolo, and I kept saying I want Raspadori, which was like a little less of a rumor. In the first 13 games, it hasn't even been close. Raspadori has been way more.
No, 100%.
Way more.
And to be honest, he'd be cheaper than Zaniolo. Zaniolo's going to be,
he was
probably,
$30 million, I think they paid for.
Yeah,
Zaniolo, they wanted
the numbers for him, well, not 70, but but Zaniolo has more upside to me than Raspadori.
I think Zaniolo is a really good player, but I think in terms of making a difference, I think Raspadori is going to be. I think he's going to be that type of player his whole career, unless he goes to a huge team. I think he's going to be a guy who makes a difference, and always people just don't give him a ton of credit.
He's going to be more consistent than Zaniolo.
Yeah.
Zaniolo could ruin a game for other teams, but like Zaniolo, I think part of the problem is they still don't know what position he is.
Yeah, that's
is he a midfielder? Is he a winger? Is he a striker? They don't know what he is, so they have to figure out what he's going to be as a player.
Zaniolo, in a way, it's like Miretti. He missed a lot of things.
Listen, that was Chiesa's big thing, remember?
Yep. Chiesa couldn't finish for his life.
He couldn't score. He would get all these chances with Fiorentina at the beginning of Juventus, and he would find a way to hit the goalie, shoot it wide.
That last touch was terrible.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden he started scoring.
Yeah. So, but I still think there's a lot of promise there. If I can get Zaniolo for $30 million, I would take a chance.
No, they wanted like 50.
No, I know, but I'm saying if I could get him for $30 million, I would take a chance on him. I think he's very good.
They're not going to get it for 10.
No, I know. Lazio, big win for them. Consider the away game, getting the goal pretty much given to them.
Yeah.
Patricio made a nice save too on Anderson in the second half.
But one thing Lazio is doing different this year that's really helping them be more consistent is they're just giving up less goals.
Yeah.
Like, they had a lot of years where they were like a nice team that would score 3-4 goals, but they could give up 3 too.
Well,
like
another shutout for them. I think they had more shutouts this year than all last year already.
Yeah.
Like Sarri as a coach, he is doing better with the Lazio than he did with Juventus.
Yeah, he's getting more out of them. Yeah, 100%.
Because Lazio is a better player. Like he can play like he used to play with Napoli.
Well, this kind of goes back to like some of the not to go back to Juventus because I really don't want to, but it goes back to some of the responsibility goes on the players too, right? You had Sarri, you have Pirlo, you have Allegri, and when the players show up in a game and they run 50% speed, that's on the players too. Like we're saying, he's getting more out of Lazio's players. I don't know. I think the motivation thing on Juventus is another reason why they need a new cycle with younger people.
I just remember when Lippi discovered Zambrotta fullback.
Yeah.
Hey, Sarri is a player with 2 wing and as fullback. 2 wing. Lazio and more. They bought 2 wing. They got a wing.
Yeah. There's some people buying into the system and they're understanding if I want to play, I got to change the way I play and change my position.
So let me ask you, where are you guys in terms of believing in Lazio? Like, do you think they can challenge all season and end up 2? Or
well,
do you think
here's the
they're
thing with
back?
them. They just got put into the Conference League and they already said that it's a joke and they don't really care about it. So they're not going to try in that.
Mm-hmm.
The Italian Cup, I don't think they're going to try all that much. And I think their focus is going to be 100% on the season. And can they get the top 4? Yeah, I think for sure. Like if they can keep getting goaltending and defense like they're getting it, they have the skill to get 1 or 2 goals a game with the players they have. When they get Milinkovic, Savic back, and Immobile back, they can win 1-2-0 all season because they have those players.
This is an interesting year because typically, if you look at the top 7 at the top of the table for Serie A, typically those are always big teams, right? Napoli, Milan, Lazio, Atalanta, Juventus, Rome, Inter, but they take years off. Like in any given year, there's 2 or 3 teams that play bad. So you always end up being 4 or 5 teams competing for the top 4. But this year, it's like Napoli and everyone else is the same.
Yeah.
So there's going to be 2 or 3 teams that are very disappointed about not making the top 4, where they maybe would have made it another year, but this year they're probably going to be outside.
No one's had that big falter yet where they've gone on a huge losing streak or anything like that. I think it'll happen to someone, because it's going to be hard for every team to be that consistent. But I don't see Napoli. I don't see Lazio being that team. I see Rome being that team more than them. Or Inter, Juventus. They've been more inconsistent than Lazio. And they have tournaments that they actually care about.
But Lazio has 8 goals against.
That's insane. In 13 games.
Juventus has 7. Does
Juventus?
that
No, that's right. Juventus doesn't give up goals. They can't
Juventus
score
has
goals.
the least amount of goals against. Does that even sound right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To me, it doesn't.
It is. They can't score goals. They can't score. That's their problem. Where Lazio can score at least, so theirs is even more drastic. Where their goal differential is a lot different.
You see, and this fact that Juventus has less goal than everybody else, I'm surprised.
Me too, because we had every team.
The way we play, the team that we have.
Every team had the ball. Like Empoli had the ball for 60 minutes against us. Like everyone has the.
But if you look at it consistently, like through the years, to me, it's the teams that win are the ones who let up the least amount of goals, not the ones who score the most. So it's a good sign for Juventus that I've only let up 7 goals. Maybe I do have a chance to make some noise still.
Wait, but noise? You guys mean top 4, right? You don't actually think they could win it?
No, I'm saying statistically, usually the team that lets up the least amount of goals usually wins.
Yeah, I think Napoli is going to win. They're the best. I want them to win.
Pretty soon, the Napoli is going to go away by himself.
Yeah,
I mean, they're already 6 points ahead.
Let's go to that. Let's go to that game. Actually, the Atalanta home versus Napoli. Napoli wins 2-1. Atalanta had the lead. Actually, they had a penalty shot.
I think actually going to that game, but I think Atalanta deserved better in this game. Yeah. Like we talk about chances, like Atalanta could have easily tied it.
Yeah, but what you see, Napoli is a really good team.
Oh yeah.
And I think Osimhen is the best center forward right now.
So Osimhen destroyed Demiral twice. That's the reason why.
He destroyed
Smalling. Yeah,
he's Smalling.
Yeah,
he destroyed everybody.
Demiral, he acts tough, but then he gets bullied around a couple of times. That's why I'm not disappointed. He's gone from Juventus all that much.
That's why I say it's the strongest center forward. Right?
Yeah, he's very strong. And this is Napoli who didn't have Krava because he got hurt in practice midweek, so he didn't play. Who else? Were they missing somebody else? I can't remember. But Osimhen, huge plays.
Rahman is not playing.
Ramani, yeah, he's not playing.
This was a big game. This was a big 3 points because even though I didn't think Napoli dominated necessarily, if they would have gotten a tie out of this, they would have again only been 4 points ahead of Milan, right?
Well,
it would have kept everything closer.
Atalanta was in second. They were in second coming into this. So.
It would have kept everything closer.
Yeah, but I still think Napoli even the roster is better than everybody else.
Oh, they're the best team. They're the class of the league. They have the best roster. I want them to win. The only thing that's going to stop, I think, Napoli this year that I'm a little worried about, and I said a show or two ago, is this stupid World Cup break.
I don't think so.
Hopefully not. Hopefully they take a month off. They come back. They start winning just like they played. But
I don't think so. You know what? I don't think so because I think they are a good team. They have a good coach. And already they start to show, even without his best player, Caravel, what's his name?
Crowell, yeah.
They win anyway.
Yeah, well,
they play without
he scored.
Yeah, but they lost in the Champions League, right? They lost.
A game that didn't.
With the Champions League, they play better than the Liverpool.
Yeah, look, I'm all in on Napoli. I want them to play the way they're playing, and if they do, they're going to win the league by 14 points by the end.
And you know what about the bet, guys? I don't know, but I would have bet the final for Coppa di Campione Napoli.
Yeah, I mean they have a chance to go to the final if they play the way they've been playing. How great would that be if they go to the final, win the Champions League and Serie A? That would be awesome.
Hey, I have 2 bets on Napoli. I forgot I made 2.
If they win the whole thing,
if they win the whole thing, I win $500.
Oh, not bad. Listen, another reason that would be a great story. Imagine they go from winning nothing to winning the Champions League
to choking every year.
First of all, Italian teams, the Serie A could just use that because they haven't really made any noise in the Champions League in a long time.
Mhm.
And it would be really good if they won both. I'm all for that. Sign me up.
Yes.
It's
Hell, let them do the treble. I don't care. They can win the tying cup too.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm all in on that. Spalletti won Coach of the Month for the month of October. Like you said, they got the best roster.
They just have to forget their Napoli for the whole season.
You know what it is. I just think of Bayern and Real Madrid. They are a real experience in this guy.
Yeah.
That's why it worried me. You know,
Yeah,
Bayern and Real Madrid. They're good for this cup. They know how to play this game.
I mean, Napoli doesn't have a lot of players with a lot of experience in that.
Not that much. PSG, I don't think is a great team.
No, they choke every year, but you can't. I mean, the group stage is some experience for them, and if it's any indication, they steamrolled it. So,
like I said, they have to forget their Napoli. They just have to play the game in front of them, put their.
No, but that's that they do. That's they do. But you see, if you put it in front of them in Real Madrid, they all experienced people. If you leave some space,
yeah.
You know, I mean, we just say Osimhen is the best center forward, but Real Madrid has a better center forward than him.
Well, that's the thing. When you get to those games, I mean, you take a little bit of luck too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like who makes the goal, who doesn't miss it.
Listen, just the draw alone changes the fates of teams. You know,
that's
so
right.
you have to have some luck in these tournaments.
No, because because the two games we have Liverpool, Real Madrid.
Yeah, I think.
And the PSG Bayern.
Yeah, I think PSG loses the Bayern.
Two big teams go out.
Yeah, and that works in the favor of all the Italian teams who are in the.
Then for the next round, they like two of them, Manchester City, another one to go out. You need a little bit luck too.
Yeah. I don't even think you can think that way though. It's like just beat your team that you're playing and then see what you get.
I think if Napoli's going to go far, they have to continue the style and how they've been playing. If they continue that the whole year, they can play anyone on any given day.
But what shows you that they're not going to do that? They're going to be doing that.
Nothing shows me now two things: a month break where their players are going to go off.
You think they're going to forget how to play in a month?
No, but it takes momentum. And
before the draw, Spalletti, you know what he say? I like to get a good team, against a good team. So that means they're not afraid of nobody.
Yeah, that's good. And the second thing is they have to prove that they don't fall apart for some spell of the game.
Yeah, that's the bigger
part of the season.
And injured, if you get
that's the bigger thing. I think when you're at this stage, though, the final 16, like you are playing a good team. It doesn't matter who they are; they're going to be a decent team. But anyway, it's a big win for them against Atalanta. A comeback win, which was nice, and they didn't have Crava, which is nice to win when you don't have your best player. Because I know we're saying Osimhen's the best striker, but Crava's the best player.
And what was the play that I forget? There was a play in the Atalanta Napoli game where it was like a questionable call where Gasparini got really pissed, but I forget even remember what it was.
I know what you're talking about.
There was like a VAR thing, or that they wanted to call it.
I can't remember what it was, but there was.
Did you see that one game? The guy, the defender, Odegaard.
Yeah.
Very beautiful game.
He's a good player.
He's
kind of did nothing.
Too.
I mean, even Juan Jesus is playing decent for a guy who was exiled from Rome. He's played like shit for Rome for years, and then he goes there and he's playing well. So everything, not one misstep has happened for them this year. Not one. But anyway, Chris, you want to run through the scores of the rest of the games and we'll talk about them?
Sure. What do we have? Udinese tied 1-1 versus Lynch. Was that Friday? Yeah.
That was the first game of the week. I think it was Saturday. I think might have been Friday, but
it was Friday the 4th.
Yeah. Lynch had a lot of opportunities. They hit a couple posts, and it was actually for a 1-1 game a lot of entertaining stuff. But a good 1 point away to Udinese. It's not easy. It's not an easy game. So good point for them.
Empoli beat Sassuolo 1-0.
Yeah, I'm the only one who picked that in our picks that Empoli would beat Sassuolo. Sassuolo looked terrible. They were not good. And you're not going to get goals against Vicario, so it's another shutout for him. And a big win for Empoli.
Salernitana and Cremonese tied 2-2.
This game was crazy. Did you see this? It was 2-2. Seppi had 2 penalty shots saved in a row, where the first one he saved, and then they said that the guy went in too early, so they had to re-kick it, and then he saved it, but then he saved the second time, and they got the rebound and scored anyway. But to save 2 penalty shots back-to-back, and then Okereke had a beautiful one-timer goal from outside the 18, if you get a chance to see that. But 2-2, both teams had a lot of chances. It was an entertaining game.
Let's see. Milan 2-1 over Spezia. I saw Giroud had a goal at the end of the game.
Giroud had a really nice
red card.
He always does that. He always takes his shirt off, gets red cards. But that was a really nice goal. A volley, at the 89th minute to get the win. It was a huge 3 points.
So I didn't watch this game, but how good is Tonali? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It is nice. It is nice in a way that like we were all big on Tonali, and then he had that horrible first year in Milan. And it was like made you think like, did we just see this guy totally wrong? It is good to see that he turned it around so much.
But he is so
I
good.
turn
It's
around
ridiculous.
because you want to.
Yeah, well, I mean that's
Because
always
first of all, he's a Milanista, no?
Mhm.
He's a fan of Milan. Second of all, he had the courage to say for what he did the first year to drop his salary himself.
yeah.
But to be honest, I didn't think he played the year before good with Brace either. Like I wasn't super impressed with him. Like I know he had tons of potential, but I didn't see him. I mean, he was with Brace, and they.
I think
So
the
it was
year
hard to
before
be good.
he played 2 years on Brace, right? The first
But I'm
year
saying
on Brace,
in
I
the
think
first-
he played. Yeah,
In the first division, though, he had 1 year at Brace, and they were terrible, and they got dominated all the time. So it wasn't necessarily his fault. But
First, second division doesn't matter because you see, even the Marat was a second division.
I know, I'm just saying, I wasn't overall impressed with
And
him.
when
And I
someone
like to
is
see
good,
that
it's good.
he changed that, and he, the hard work and dedication, and he's become a really good player.
listen,
so
that's
good.
one of the things that why I'm so high on Fagioli, right? Because like Fagioli, yeah, he's got good quality at his feet, but he also he wins tackles, like he pushes on.
Fagioli, you know what I would like him to see from Fagioli? First of all, they say his position is in front of the defense. Right now, he's playing like McKennie used to play.
He's not playing his ideal position. Exactly.
McKennie
I don't think his position is in front of the
No,
defense.
McKennie.
I think in the center though.
But I want him to play more. With the ball.
Question
More
for
with
you
the ball
guys.
to be more strong.
Would you, if you had to start a team, or
Physically.
if you had one midfielder on your team, would you have Tonali or Barella as your
Tonali.
midfielder? You pick Tonali?
I picked Tonali.
I don't know. And
That's a tough one. I go Barella.
Because Barella, what he brings is like
someone who wants to win.
he definitely wants to win, but I think Barella, there's other players in that mode that could grow into it. There's the Frattesi of the world. There's other people. Whereas
Can we just stop for a second?
Tonali is not the same thing.
Yeah.
Tonali sometimes it's look like you know say. Tonali is a sub. Sometimes they sub.
yeah, well, everybody sometimes gets
No,
subbed.
he does every time he does a beautiful game.
Italy is a joke because you just said it. We have Barella and Tonali, and we can't make the World Cup.
Oh, we have so many. It is a joke. We have so many people.
I'm just saying, out of that choice, I'm picking Barella over Tonali.
I mean, Tonali is also a little younger than Barella, isn't he?
We have Verratti
Yeah.
too. Don't forget it. We have Verratti.
Don't
Yeah,
go
we
through
have
the
a lot.
don't go through the roster. They have no excuse to not being in the World Cup. It's awful.
Listen, they also won 38 games in a row and somehow didn't make it. So I don't know how that works.
Undefeated.
I'm not even mad. I'm boycotting this World Cup.
I'm not excited for this World
The
Cup.
only way I
You
get
know
excited
what-
about this World
you
Cup
know
if
what Italy doesn't have?
U.S. ends up in the finals
You know
somehow.
what Italy doesn't have a good center forward.
No, that was the thing.
Italy, yeah, that's the reason
because,
they're out.
You see, Immobile in Lazio, he scored all the time. He come in the national team, he never do
Just
The
nothing.
mistake that Mancini made.
Raspadori a chance
That's what I was
earlier.
going to say.
That would
The
have been it.
mistake Mancini made was he should have leaned more on Scamacca and Raspadori. And Scamacca was hurt in the last game where they got knocked out anyway, I think. But because Immobile's shown for 10 years, a decade, he can't score on the national team.
Yeah, I hate reliving this. It's not fun.
You know, we had Immobile Belotti.
Yeah.
See, Belotti never scored. He cannot score no more.
Listen, if you put an Osimhen or a Vlahovic on a team like Italy, they be almost very, very hard to beat for any team.
All right, moving on. Bologna 2-1 over Torino.
This was a comeback win for Bologna. Torino had the lead on a penalty shot, and then they came back, which you don't see a lot from Torino giving up, the lead. But Arnautovic, he hasn't scored in a while, but he played really well with as far as his passing and everything like that.
He always plays well.
He's a good forward.
I'm going to cut Torino some slack because I think Juric wasn't there, right? So let's cut him some slack.
The guy never coaches. He's always suspended.
Yeah.
Monza 1-2 versus Verona.
That way, I had a question with Giroud, right, about the same thing, the red card. He's always taking the shirt off, getting red card and stuff. Do you think these players at the end of their career, they'll look back when they're all done, they go, oh my God, I was such an idiot. Like, I missed 50 more games I could have played in my life. I get stupid red cards.
They excuse him. They say it's natural, no?
He was excited.
I know, but, I mean, you're freaking 35 years old or whatever you are. Like, what's going to happen.
And that's stupid because they're a professional. And they say, if you take your shirt, it's a yellow card, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you think they're going to look back.
You know Ravanelli, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ravanelli. He did that. But then, you know what he learned to do when he scored?
He put it over his head.
His shirt like this, look.
Yeah.
That's
what he did.
No, I remember that.
He stopped.
Yeah. But then I'm saying, like, you only.
That's the things I never like. When someone does a foul and they say to the ref, it's the first foul. I can go. What do you want? It's a foul.
No, but if you think about a team like Milan, right? Like,
yellow card.
Milan's battling for everything they can. So, like, having key players that are out for certain games and now you maybe lose points further in this.
It's dumb, but I don't even think it should be a yellow card. I think it's a stupid.
I think it's a stupid
yellow card. Yeah,
but you're right. Milan, their striker is an iffy spot to begin with. Origi's not scoring, so to have Giroud out could hurt them next game.
It could hurt them, and I still think some of these guys have regrets. Like they end their career and like, shit, I missed 35 games that I could have played.
That doesn't matter.
All right, moving on. Fiorentina 1-2 over Samp.
If you didn't see this game, Fiorentina's first goal was absolutely beautiful with Kwame starting at his own 2-yard line, and the pass to Mandragora, the give back to him, and he dribbles down the field, and then he passes it down the wing to Ikone, and he passes it to Dodo, and he passes it in the middle to I forgot who scored it. If it was Ikone or I don't know, it was Bonaventura. Like it was just like a perfect team play. That started literally at their 2-yard box, the 2-yard line. It was really nice. They
changed They changed the coach to Stankovic.
They should change him again.
Which they were talking about. Inter should take instead inside.
I think Sam should take a fan each game and say, "You're coaching today," because do Eddie from Eddie and the Knicks in that movie, because they're awful and looks like they're going to get relegated. Yeah. That's how bad they are. Quags and Caputo can't score. They can't do anything. It's a bad team.
Right, that was it.
What about Monza Verona?
We did.
Yeah, we didn't. No, we didn't. Monza Verona, Monza won 2-0 because Verona got a red card in the 22nd minute. So it was 70 minutes of 10-on-11. So there was no chance that Verona had to win that
That's
game.
A stupid excuse. People win 10.
Okay. Verona's not good to begin with. You want them to play with their man down. So, yeah.
Don't say that because they play us.
I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised if they got a point against Juventus, but
that's a tie. All right. Go to the table.
Sure.
Napoli's got 35. Milan has 29. Lazio and Atalanta have 27. Juventus and Rome have 25. Inter has 24. Udinese has 23. The bottom three are Cremonese, Samp, and Verona.
Yeah, when you already start to say the team that drop. Udinese look like you're not going to stay on top.
But no one expected them to all season.
Yeah,
they're still going to be hard to play versus all season.
I think we have a 6 team. I'm not taking consideration the Napoli because I see him champion.
You've
We
given
have
them
a
the
six
title.
team
Already.
for 3 plays. For
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree with
I
that.
kind of agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
no, and not right now. Not pretty soon. Maybe Roma go down too.
Yeah, maybe Juventus too.
It depends. They get, who gets their
Well,
players
no,
back, and
it change your things, Juventus. If we win the Saturday, we win the Verona, we win against the Lazio too.
Yeah, I think Atalanta has a chance because I still don't buy Atalanta's actually that good.
Yeah, and Atalanta is going to stay there.
yeah.
They have Gasparini, that's about it. But like,
If I'm an Inter fan right now, I'm not worried. Like I think they got 24 points. They're in seventh
I
place.
still,
right
I
now.
still, I still like to take in consideration Inter, Juventus, and the fourth.
yeah, because
Yeah.
5 points from 2. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I agree.
Because you have to think overall the roster, the team, they used to win.
You start getting worried. You can really start looking at it halfway through the season, which is what? How many games? We're only at game 13.
yeah.
So
You see, there is a question though with the World Cup, how they come back to people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not as easy as just
nobody
we're
knows.
pausing and then we come back. Everybody's the same.
Yeah, but each team's going to deal with that, so there's not an excuse.
They are, but like there could be injuries, there could be fatigue, there could be a lot of different things, right?
Yeah.
Chris, you want to do the predictions?
Yeah, moving on to our predictions from last week. Frank, you got Atalanta Napoli correct completely with the score and everything.
Wow.
We shoot 2 points right there.
Yeah. Me and Dan got that game right. Daddy didn't. Dan also got the Empoli Sassuolo game right. And Daddy got the Rome Lots Juventus Inter game correct. So the totals.
I got Roma Lazio.
Yeah, you picked Lots.
I pick Lazio.
Yeah, 2-1.
We can change it if you want.
So the totals as of right now, after week 13, I have 28, Dan has 22, Daddy has 21, and Frank has 15.
I'm coming for you guys.
You are coming back, yeah.
What do you have, Christopher?
28.
28. You like Napoli, yeah?
Yeah. No, I'll blow it.
You like Napoli.
Maybe you blow it like Napoli always does.
Yeah.
Me and Daniel is like Juventus and Roma.
Yeah.
And I'm like Salernitana.
Frank's like
You
Sam.
wish. Salernitana is good.
We have the same amount of points.
So this week too, we're gonna go through 2 weeks, right?
I mean,
Are we?
I put the schedule. I put both rounds up because there's 2 rounds this week. So if you want to pick 8 games, we can pick
Let's
8
do
games.
it.
Or if you
Let's
want
do it.
to
I'm
do
going
4.
8. I'm going 8-0. I'm going to this. I'm going into August tied.
It's so many games.
All
right.
The killing.
I'm gonna read round 14. Try to pay attention, all right? We gotta do this quick because my tummy hurts. All right. Napoli versus Empoli, Spezia versus Udinese, Cremonese versus Milan, Lecce versus Atalanta, Sassuolo versus Rome, Fiorentina versus Salernitana, Inter versus Bologna, Torino versus Samp, Verona versus Juventus, and Lazio versus Monza. There are not good games this week.
So these are midweek games again. So you have to realize that there's going to be a bunch of people benched, and not everyone's going to play. The games start tomorrow. They're Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So let's pick some 4 games, not knowing who's playing or what the deal is, because
Who's playing tomorrow? Inter.
Tomorrow Napoli plays.
Can we just pick 2 games?
No, I can find games here. So for me, the first one that we want to pick is Fiorentina Salernitana. It's a good game.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go with that one.
Fiorentina's home.
Fiorentina home. It is also spelled incorrectly on that. If you see it, Chris.
Yeah.
Fiorentina Salernitana. I'm going a 1-1 draw. I would lean towards Salernitana.
I say 3-1 Fiorentina.
2-1 Fiorentina.
I'm also going 1-1 draw.
Okay, the next one. I'm just gonna pick these games, guys. Verona Juventus. Verona's home.
A 2-1 Juventus.
2-0 Juventus, and I hate Juventus.
1-0 Juventus for me.
I'm going to say
I don't remember the last time all of us picked Juventus to win.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide if Verona scores or not.
Verona's bad, dude.
I mean,
I'm gonna say
they're not very good.
I'm gonna say 2-0 Juventus.
Okay. The next one I want to pick is Inter Bologna because Bologna, since Motta's been the coach, have actually been playing better and they've been getting some points. So I think
they're gonna lose.
well, it's a midweek game. Like I said, it's midweek. You don't know who's gonna play. So Inter Bologna, let's pick that one.
Inter's home.
Inter's home, yeah.
2-1 Inter.
I think they dropped points here. I'm going 1-1.
I'm going 2-1 Inter.
I say 3-1 Inter.
Okay. And then the fourth one, we can go Sassuolo Rome or Lecce Atalanta.
Sassuolo Rome.
All right. I think that one's an easy one because I don't think Sassuolo is very good.
But they're home.
1-1.
I'm saying 2-0 Rome.
2-1 Rome.
I'm saying 1-1 too.
Okay. So then let's go to round 15, which is the weekend games, which is November 11th to the 13th, right? So that's
all right, I'll read them, try to pay attention. We got Empoli versus Cremonese, Napoli versus Udinese, that's a good one. Samp versus Lecce, Bologna versus Sassuolo, Atalanta Inter, that's a good one. Rome Torino, Verona Spezia, Monza Salernitana, Milan Fiorentina, and Juventus Lazio. So there's 4 good ones at least.
Yeah, that's why I think the teams are going to rest everyone for these midweek games because the weekend games are bigger. So the first one we'll go with Juventus Lazio.
Yeah. Juventus is home.
They are home, yeah.
Lazio 3-2 Juventus.
You think Lazio's giving up 3 goals?
Yeah.
They let up 8 all season. They're giving up 3 to Juventus who can't score?
Juventus didn't give up 2 goals. 3-2.
2-1 Lazio.
So just his logic though. One team let up 7 goals. One team let up 8 goals. He's saying there's gonna be 5 goals in one game.
Yeah. Well, that would be against the curve.
All right. I'm going 1-0 Lazio.
I'm gonna go 1-0 Juventus.
What'd you say, Chris?
2-1 Lazio.
Okay.
Fiorentina, Milan, you want to do?
Fiorentina, Milan. Milan's home against Fiorentina.
2-0 Milan.
Yeah, I agree. I think Milan's got this one. I don't think they're going to lose this, but
I say 1-1.
It'll be close. 2-1.
1-1.
2-1 Milan for me.
Okay. Atalanta Inter we have to pick, right? Atalanta home versus Inter.
This is tough to me.
2-1 Atalanta.
1-1.
2-2.
I'm going 2-2 as well. I see a draw here.
Napoli Udinese.
Yeah, let's go. Napoli home versus Udinese. Although I hate picking Napoli games because we all just pick them to win. It's not a.
It's a hard game though.
All right,
It's tough.
Napoli Udinese. Napoli's home. I don't know if Bravo will be back. I don't think he will. But
I'll give you a tie, 1-1.
you always pick the tie. He wants those upsets against the.
3-1 Napoli.
Yeah, I'm saying 3-0 Napoli.
3-1 Napoli.
See, we all picked it. I mean, besides it, but
we picked the tie. Good games. It's ridiculous. They play Thursday and they play again Sunday.
It's so stupid. It's just for the World Cup, get cramming these games.
But some people play Tuesday.
I know. Chris, quickly go over the Champions League games because they do have the fixtures out.
Before you do that, we should congratulate Chiellini for winning the MLS Cup this past weekend.
Yeah, he did win the MLS
Cup. I saw some game, son. But Chiellini was out. How come?
To be honest, I don't even know if he played at all.
I don't know if he played, but I saw him with the trophy, and
I saw him there in the picture with the Italian flag wrapped around him, and they had the trophy, and it was nice to see. Chris, go over the Champions League group matchups.
It's in February.
Just to say who they're playing. That's it.
All right. It's February 14th, just to give you a heads up.
February 14th, yes, 3 months.
And then can you go over the 2024 Euro?
Shut up, Frank. My stomach hurts.
I just want to know who they're playing.
All
Christ.
right, Milan versus Spurs.
Tottenham. That's not an easy game.
No,
An
it's
easy
not.
matchup.
No.
You have Napoli versus Frankfurt. I think that's an excellent matchup for them. That was a good setup for them.
Yeah.
And Inter versus Porto.
Okay. Jeez, that's
And
so hard.
Juventus has some French team, correct? I believe.
Nantes in the Europa League.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll look forward to those games in February.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Thanks for watching, listening.
Wow, that was like the weakest exit ever.
Is that the exit?
No, I thought Frank usually does it. I was just saying thank you.
No, Frankie
Good
said
night.
Allegri out.
I say Allegri out. That's how I end. Like,
Still, he wants it out.
Thanks for
I
listening.
still want him out.
Give us a like. Give us a follow. We'll be back next Monday, hopefully.
Good night.
Adios,
We
fellas.
got 2 weeks of games to talk about.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.